Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a multi-character examiner by me. So let's get into it. Giyuu. Somehow Giyuu manages to feel guilty about this as well, because he knows he should trust you. It was never about trust for him. He trusted you very much. He loved you dearly. But he just didn't like the way people would look at you sometimes, and would always make that ugly feeling in his heart stir up until he just could not do anything about it. That's why he was pouty all evening, and you were just trying to figure it out, but couldn't until you got the opportunity to sit next to him, wrap your arms around him, and ask him what's wrong. And shyly, he mumbled, I've been feeling jealous, Ryan. Is that so? But you got nothing to be jealous over. I promise you that. I don't care what others do or say. I'm yours, and I will always be yours. And no one in the entire world will be able to change that. So, I think you're quite alright, Giyuu. And even though he's a little bit embarrassed, it does reassure him, and it makes the feeling go away. Rui does not know how to deal with his jealousy in a healthy manner. He gets so jealous like there's fire swelling in his heart. And the next thing he knows, he wants to punch whoever it was that was talking to you. Because how dare they? They shouldn't even have the luxury of gazing upon you, let alone talking with you. He knows his feelings are too much, and they were completely irrational. That, however, did not stop him from feeling those feelings. It just made him feel ridiculous inside, like he couldn't say a thing about what he was feeling anymore. And that's why he would go over to you sometimes. And after it's all over and done, and the two of you would be alone, he would tell you how angry you felt, how much you wanted to punch that person. And you would calm him down immediately by wrapping your arms around him and pressing a soft kiss to his head. And you didn't do a thing about it. You didn't get violent and didn't hurt anyone. And for that, I'm so very proud of you, Rui. And I will give you a reward for that. And whatever that reward may be is surely up to you. Muichiro, he does not get jealous easily. So the fact that you got jealous in the first place must have meant that something happened. And that was true. There was this man who was flirting with you whenever you went near him. And Muichiro wanted nothing more for that guy to shut the hell up and stay within his own lane. But it's not like you could be so rude. You didn't like it. You didn't like causing a scene. You didn't like being rude to your elders, no matter how mindless they may be. So even though he stayed quiet for the first part, the rest of the night he just couldn't take it. And he lashed out, yelling at him, telling him that enough is enough, and he's not going to stand for this any longer. And thankfully the man is scared easily enough and leaves you alone. But then you're pouting the rest of the evening, and he wraps his arms around you. I'm really sorry, Wan. You know I love you. That's why I felt that way. I know, Muichiro, it's complicated. You shouldn't be so rude to people. Well, they shouldn't flirt with anyone they pass by. Well, I guess you're right about that. And then he kisses you, and suddenly, all is forgotten. Rengoku. Now, Rengoku was much more calmer and more collected than the rest. He knew just how to keep his emotions in control, and he knew what was worth caring about and what wasn't. And frankly, most of the time, he would let go of his jealousy in favor of keeping the day, well, in favor of keeping things peaceful. He didn't want to ruin your day, or his or anyone's day. But sometimes, his jealousy would get the best of him, and you would end up sulking for a while, until you got to talk to him and knew what was wrong. And as soon as he would, it would be too late, because then his hands would be all over you, and he would be kissing you sweetly, loving you in every way that he can. After all, he needs a way to make himself feel a bit reassured after that jealousy in his heart, and what better way than by doing all of this? Sanemi. Sanemi is not one for keeping his own emotions in control. He does not like to mask them up and does not think it's worth it. And most importantly, if someone was rude enough to flirt with you and be disrespectful like that, that gives him all the reason to be as respectful as he wants to be. And he decided to slap the shit out of that guy. After all, he was being rude to you and flirting with you, disrespecting you all out loud. So, Sanemi didn't think that you should take it and try and keep the peace. What peace was that? And once it was all done, the guy running away swiftly, you and Sanemi were alone. And he looked at the ground, not daring to look up at you. But somewhere within his heart, that simmering feeling of jealousy had calmed down. And you could only sigh, knowing what was going on through his head. You know, Sanemi, you can be a handful at times. Does that mean you don't like me? No, it just means I have to put up with it. You say softly, and he smiles, knowing that even though it can be difficult at times, he knows you can love him anyway. And he feels lucky since he always can trust you on that. Tengen. Tengen had no idea what to do, but he was feeling jealous and decided instead of ruining things or fighting or doing anything of that sort, he was going to be very flamboyantly beautiful and make everyone else stay away, whether they like it or not. He started flirting with you, letting his hair down and putting an arm around your waist, and then saying some things that were very inappropriate very loud, and making all your pursuers and everyone who tried to flirt with you go away immediately. But in turn, you were blushing. So did you really win here? You felt embarrassed for everyone who heard that. But Tengen was very happy. He loved to show off how the two of you were so in love, how the two of you were the perfect couple, and he was glad that they stayed away, and he would rather keep it that way. But don't worry, he will make it up to you. Perhaps you'll even get a kick out of it, which is always a nice addition.